Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. Welcome to this weekly GK Marathon session for CMAT. Okay, so like every other class that we have, we're going to have 40 questions, some static, some current affairs, plus some questions related to I and E as well, because that is something that is which is new for most of you. And so I've included a few questions from that category as well. All right, so the ones who are watching it for the first time, I'll tell you the rules how to join this. Just go to the site, open another tab, go to the site menti.com, okay, and it will ask you for a code. And in that code, just enter the code 32724773. Okay, so once you enter this code, you will be able to participate in the quiz. Just join it. Many of you must be watching it for the first time, so just go to the site menti.com. Will ask you for a code and you can put this code. Okay, just go to the site and enter this. Alright, so some 5-6 people have joined thus far. So we'll have 40 questions and you will get 30 seconds to answer each of the questions. And the faster you answer, the more points you get. Okay, so you will get points for every correct answer. And the less time you take to answer those questions correctly, the more points you will get. Okay. All right, so let's start then. Or let's wait for some more people to join in. Let's have at least 10 people, then we'll start. And after every 10 questions, we shall be seeing that the leaderboard. Okay, and see that who is performing the best amongst you. Well, so let's start. Then we already have some people with us, and as more people join in, they can participate. Right. So the code is 32724773. Open it in another tab because you will be seeing the questions there first, and then you will be seeing the that on YouTube, right? So go to the site menti.com and enter the code 32724773. Okay, so let's begin now. Some people have already joined us. Here's the first question. Which of the following cannot cast their votes remotely through the postal ballot system in India? So what happens in elections in India is you have the postal system, right? And people have to go to the election center and cast their votes. But there is a provision of people casting vote remotely. Which of these people's categories of people cannot cast their vote remotely? Members of armed forces, government employees serving outside the state, government employees posted outside India, voters under preventive detention. Okay, so time's up. All right, so something that you could not Google also, right? Okay, so the people who are serving outside their state are not allowed to uh, vote through postal ballot system. So postal ballot is meant for especially the armed forces because of course they cannot go to the places, the respective constituencies and vote. So that is a mandate. Apart from that, if government employees are posted outside India, because it will be difficult for them to come to the country and then vote, they are not allowed. Okay, I mean they are given this remote voting process, and voters under preventive detention are also allowed. However, prisoners are not allowed to vote. Okay? Those who are inside prison are not allowed to vote, but you are under preventive detention, then they allow you to vote. And government employees serving outside their state cannot vote through postal ballot system. Okay, so they will have to travel to that place and vote. Okay, so let's look at the next question. Which country organized One Ocean Summit in collaboration with United Nations and World Bank very recently from 9 to 11 February 2020? Germany, Canada, France, Japan. If it's current affairs, I assume that most of you read these things, like different summits happening globally. Which country organized One Ocean Summit? The right answer is France, and most of you answered this question correctly, right? So it was organized recently in February. Question number 3. Humor is a folk dance from the state of Jharkhand, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan. So there's a typo there. It should be Rajasthan. Team missing. Humor is the dance form of which state? The folk dance. Must have heard that song also, Humor. Maybe this one might be the easiest question for most of you. Let's see if all of you answer it correctly. Almost all of you, except one who answered Jharkhand. And Ghumar is a very popular dance form, right? You must have heard one song also. There is some song in one movie. I think Deepika Padukone dances or something like that. Ghumar is a famous dance form from Rajasthan. Well, let's see the next question. Where will India's first biomass-based hydrogen plant be set up? Which state? Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, West Bengal, or Karnataka? Again, something from current affairs. India's first biomass-based hydrogen plant. Well, right answer is Madhya Pradesh. So it is in Khandwa district. There is a place called Khandwa, in which we'll have this thing set up. So I think it is going to produce around 1 ton of uh, this fuel per day kind of thing. Okay, so something the very recent news. It is going to be set up in Khandwa in Madhya Pradesh. All right, so let's the next one. Companies that were once highly valued by investors but are now worth much less are termed as. This is something from I&E, Innovation and Entrepreneurship. That if a company was highly valued but now it is worth much less, what is that kind of company called? So you know valuation of companies, right? So investors value that okay, this company is worth 100 crores or 50 crores. Now, if the valuation decreases significantly, what type of companies are those called? No, it is called subprime unicorn. So most of you were not able to answer that correctly. So this is called subprime unicorn. Okay. What happens is, let us say the valuation of a company was $1.5 billion. Okay. Now, so due to something, some company policies, or let's say some significant loss in business. Okay, let us say it was into some offline thing, and due to COVID, it was badly hit. The business was badly hit, and now the valuation has come down much, very less, right? So that is called a subprime unicorn. So those companies are given this name, right? So if the valuation decreases significantly, This is the term used. Okay, here's the next question. Which countries share their border with Aral Sea? Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan. World geography. Water bodies, country. So Aral Sea, it has on one side, on north side, it has Kazakhstan, and on south it has Uzbekistan. Okay, so these are those former countries from carved out from USSR. Most of you got this one right. Surprising. But you read geography well. Good. Here's the next question. To which country did Indian Air Force send a 44-member contingent to participate in the Air Show 2022? Singapore, Australia, Israel, Japan. 44-member contingent to participate in Air Show 2022. Okay. So yes, the right answer is Singapore. Okay, no one answered Japan. Interesting. Okay, so that was this was some like air show was held in Singapore and different countries participated in, and so did India participate. Well, let's see the next question. Question number 8. The famous Chand's Rock Garden is located in which city? Chandigarh, Hyderabad, Shimla, Pune. Yeah, I'm just saying today's quiz is tough. See, it is subjective thing, right? Maybe some things people might know about sometimes. Yes, at times it can be difficult for some, easy for some. Maybe more recent current affairs thus far. What we have just discussed were generally from January, February. Chand's Rock Garden. Okay, yes, the right answer is Chandigarh, and I'm sure many people must have been to this place also. Right, famous like use of sculptures created in rocks and some waste material also used. Okay, so Chandigarh is famous. Like it's a famous uh, uh, place in Chandigarh. So if you visit Chandigarh, you must go to this place uh, and see this wonderful. Here's the next one. Question number 9. And two questions later, after the 10th question, we shall have the look at the leaderboard and see that who has been leading in the quiz. Operation Parivartan has been initiated by which state to eliminate the cultivation of cannabis? Okay, so marijuana, one state has uh, started that initiative called Operation Parivartan to remove the cultivation of cannabis. There are some places that I mean, it is illegal, so a state is working to it. Right, the right answer is Andhra Pradesh. Right, in Andhra Pradesh, there's an there's an operation. The police is carrying out this right to stop this uh, cultivation of this crop. Okay, so that people do not indulge in those illegal trafficking of this. So it is considered as a drug, okay, and in many places it is banned. Although somewhere giving medicinal value, some countries and all they promoted some countries, some places in the world. Well, let's look at the 10th question, and after this we shall have a look at the Leaderboard. What is the full form of MVP? The product designed for early customers. This is from I&E, Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Minimum viable product, most valuable product, meta version product, micro volume product. MVP. Whenever, let's say, a company produces something, right, it has some early users, okay, because if, let's say, a company comes up with something, so initially you will have only some users, right, gradually you will grow. So that product is called minimum viable product, MVP, that is minimum viable product. So it has the least features, the very basic feature. Okay, so let us say uh, like you develop some app. Okay, so in the beginning you will give minimum features so that you can test on customers that is it attractive to them, then you get feedback from the customers. Okay, then once you get feedback you improve on those features, you add more features to this. So that product, the initial thing that you develop is called uh, that is called minimum viable product, because it does not take much effort also, right? Because if initially you put a lot of efforts and that thing does not work out, preferably minimum features are given, hence the term called minimum viable product. Once it becomes popular, then changes are made to the product as per the customer needs. All right, so now let's have a look at the leaderboard, that who has been leading in this space. Okay, so there's a person called Damru who is present in every quiz, and then we have Damru, Maheshwari. These are some constant people, right? So Damru Baba is leading with Maheshwari at the second position, and we have Ritu, Kritika, Priyansh, okay, then Brocode, Sam, Singhania, Sid, and Montana. Okay, so these are the top 10. So the ones who are watching and have not yet participated, you can go to the site menti.com. It will ask you for a code. Enter the code 32724773. Okay, and you can join this. And still there are 30 more questions to go. You can answer them correct and rise in the leaderboard. Okay, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So correct answer gives you points, but I mean being fast gives you more points. So let's move on to the next phase. Let's have a look at the question number 11. The Gandhar School of Art was developed under which dynasty? Maurya, Nand, Chand, Chola. Difficult history question. Gandhar School of Art. Famous School of Art. Uh, you must have read this in your history book sometime, but might have forgotten. Let's see how many of you have answered it. Yes, the right answer is Kushal dynasty, and almost half of you got this one right. Okay, so let's move on to next question. Which Indian city has the most traffic congestion as per TomTom Traffic Index 2021? Bengaluru, Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai. So this TomTom Traffic Index was released recently, okay, and like list of some 100 or some odd cities were released. Okay, so which Indian city has the most traffic congestion out of these? How many of you heard this thing? Okay, so no one says Kolkata. The right answer is Mumbai. So, as per this thing, right, the top in the world was Istanbul in Turkey. Okay, and if we talk about Indian cities, Mumbai was globally ranked 5. Then Bangalore was ranked 10 globally. Then comes Delhi. Right? Delhi was ranked 11, and I think Pune was also in top 25. So Mumbai was the had the most traffic congestion. I mean, globally ranked fifth. Mumbai has more traffic than Delhi. I mean, most people answer Delhi. You have Delhi Metro, right? That takes care of a lot of traffic. But yes, still Delhi has a lot of traffic, and people who have not been to Bengaluru may not be knowing, but Bengaluru also has, I mean, very big traffic problem. Okay, because there are no alternate things in Bengaluru. But yes, Mumbai being the largest city has the biggest traffic congestion. Well, let's look at the next question. Kuch Behar in West Bengal is famous for which of the following industries? Glass, silk, petroleum, steel. Yes, Bangalore has more. So Bangalore was ranked 10th, Delhi was ranked 11th, and Mumbai was 5th. Kuch Behar in West Bengal, famous for which of the following industry? Yes, the right answer is silk, and the majority, 50% of you got the answer correct. Okay, here's the next question. Atal Tunnel has officially been certified as the world's longest highway tunnel, about 10,000 feet. What is the length of the tunnel? Okay, so I told you that CMAT is notorious for asking questions wherein they ask for the length of things, right? Like I told you last year, they asked that by how much was the height of what was the height of some Mount Everest. Year before that, they had asked for some platform, like some longest platform in the world. So a question on similar lines, that what is the length of Atal Tunnel? Right, we last time I discussed about that Purvanchal Expressway also. So Atal Tunnel is 9.02 kilometer. Now this is something from current affairs also. So recently it has been recorded in the Book of World Records. The longest highway tunnel above 10,000 feet. Okay, it's a very high altitude. The longest tunnel at that range, and it is 9.02 kilometer long. Let's see the next question. Where can we find uh, Jarawa and Onge tribes in India? You're not sure of the pronunciation? Jarwa or Jarawa and Onge tribes. Where are these found? Assam, Nagaland, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Are these times up? Yes, the right answer is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Tribal people from that, that two tribes of found in Andaman and Nicobar. Next question. The Companies Act commenced in which year? 2005, 2008, 2010, or 2013? Companies Act. So you have an act for different companies that I mean that relates to about the legal aspects of companies. Yes, the right answer is 2013. Okay, so earlier there was a Companies Act of 1956, okay, which was replaced by this act in 2013. So it became an amendment. The amendment came in 2012, but the act came in 2013. So that is why it is called Companies Act of 2013. Okay. Here's the next question. Question number 17. which was picked as the best tableau among the 12 state union territories which participated in the Republic Day parade on 26th of January. Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, West Bengal. Best tableau this year's Republic Day parade. Okay, yes, that was Uttar Pradesh, right? Uttar Pradesh had this thing. It depicted like there was one like idol of Maharshi Valmiki writing Ramayana, and then on the back side it had a display of that Ram Mandir, that Ayodhya Ram Mandir. So that was adjudged as the best tableau of. Well, here's question number 18. Where are the headquarters of International Atomic Energy Agency located? IAE, Geneva, Hague, Vienna, New York. Headquarters of IAE. Time's up. The right answer is Vienna. Vienna, the capital of Austria. Is Geneva is home to many of these international organizations, but IAEA, Atomic Energy Agency, that is the headquarters are in Vienna. Question number 19. Two more questions till we see the leaderboard again, whether Damru Baba or Mahesh will be the leader. So here's the question: when was Maitri Divas observed by India and Bangladesh? It was observed recently. Okay, the India-Bangladesh ties have been of importance this year because of the 50 years of liberation of Bangladesh. When was it observed? 6th December, 8th December, 11th December, or 16th of December? So India Bangladesh have had good relations. Payments. India was the first supporter of Bangladesh that time. Okay, so the right answer is 6th of December 2021 it was observed. Okay. So Bangladesh, I mean, was formed on 16th of December. So 10 days prior to that, India had like uh, supported the formation of Bangladesh, right? So that is why the day is observed as Maitri Divas. 16th of December is observed as Vijay Divas, the day when India defeated Pakistan in that war. Okay, so here's the next question, question number 20, and after this we shall have the look at the leaderboard for the second time. Answer this question. A firm that raises $1 billion from investors in a single round is called something from I and E. So do read about these like startup related terminologies. So unicorn, dragon, ninja, zombie. So if a firm gets $1 billion of investment in a single round, so you have different rounds of funding. Okay? Initially you have seed funding, then Series A funding, round C. So interestingly, the right answer is dragon, not unicorn. Unicorn is a company that has a valuation of $1 billion. Okay. If a company has a valuation of $1 billion, that is called a unicorn. But if it raises, see, raising money is different from having the valuation. A company may raise $100 billion, but its valuation might be uh, like $400 million. Okay, so that depends on the equity thing. If you've watched, some of you might have watched Shark Tank India. How many of you watched Shark Tank India? Then you must understand these terms, valuation, funding, and all. Okay, suppose let us say a company raises $100 million, okay, and it is giving 25% equity. So 25% means one fourth. So that means the company is valued at $400 million. Okay. So if a company is able to raise such a huge investment like Flipkart is a dragon company. Okay. Because it raised 1 billion, more than $1 billion. So if a company gets more than 1 billion at one single investment, that is called a dragon company. Unicorn is that overall valuation is above 1 billion. So obviously a dragon will surely be a unicorn only because its valuation will be much higher than that. Okay, so now let's have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, so this time Maheshwari was the fastest, but still continues to be at the second position, right? But the gap is less between these two. Then we have position 3 Bro Code, and then Priyansh, then Kritika, Raja Ka Baja, Singhania, Sam, Ritu, and Putin. Okay, so Putin is at rank 10 right now. That some crocodile kind of icon. Right, and there were some ladies. So Kritika and Ritu are in the top 10. I remember last time there were more. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying this quiz and like have 20 more questions to go. The faster you answer, the more points you get. Okay, so here's the next question. Tarapur massacre took place in which place? Which state? Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha, or Madhya Pradesh? Current affairs. Current affairs. March. See, March not likely. Feb. If you cover till Feb, uh, that's enough, right? Hardly get any question from that. Okay, so Tarapur is a place in Bihar, right? So it happened that in 1932, because recently there was the 90th anniversary of this massacre, and they've declared that like 15th of February, that was 15th of February, they declared as that Tarapur Martyrs Day. Right? Some festival will be celebrated in that. That will be tribute to those people. So what happened in that place is like some people were hosting national flag and they were killed. I don't know the count of people, but a lot of people were, since it's called massacre, right? So there was a good number of people that were killed in this incident just because they were hosting the national flag, okay, in this place called Tarapur. So it's a place in Bihar, and recently it was in news that like since it was the 90th anniversary of that incident, February 15 will be observed as the Martyrs Day in that state, that place. Okay, to remember those martyrs of that massacre. Okay, so let's see question number 22. Desmond Tutu, who was known for his work as a human rights activist, passed away recently. He was from which country? Desmond Tutu, he was like a Catholic, those bishop, uh, and he worked against racism in one of these African countries. And he was a Nobel Peace Prize winner also, and passed away recently. Famous personality. So he was from South Africa. Okay, so he worked uh, like against apartheid. Like you had Nelson Mandela also working against this thing, apartheid. So South Africa was uh, like suffering from this thing, and there were many people who were wanted this thing to be removed, racism and all. Desmond Tutu was one of them. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. When is World Wildlife Day observed? It was observed recently. Four options. Close options. Third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. Now this is list of important days. Right, there might be some static questions. There might be some questions from current affairs as well. So yes, it was observed recently on 3rd of March, World Wildlife Day. Okay, here's question number 24. Who was the winner of the International Booker Prize 2021? David Diop, Olga Ron, Marky Lucas, Damon Galgo. International Booker Prize 2020. The right answer is David Diop. Many of you have answered Damon Galgut also. The reason is there are two different prizes, right? Don't get confused between them. There is International Booker Prize, there is Man Booker's Prize. Okay, so International Booker Prize was given to David Diop, right? He's a French author. And Man Booker Prize 2021 was given to Damon Galgut. He is a South African author. Okay, so that I think that is the confusion. Must have heard of Man Booker Prize and got confused. So David Diop is the right answer. Okay, here's the next question. An early user of a product or technology who further recommends it is termed as laggard, growth hacker, accelerator, evangelist. So I and E, startup related term. Early user of a product or technology who recommends it. So whenever something comes to the market, right, there are some people who are ambassadors of this, right? So not everyone will start using it. Let us say some new technology comes, so there will be very few users who will be using it, and they get good experience out of it and then recommend to others, right? So those people are called evangelists. I'll explain the other terms also. Laggards are the last ones to use something, right? So let us say the especially the people, old age people, they do not like technology. Okay, so maybe there might be some people like my parents. They do not use any payment gateway like Paytm and all. Now they are coming to use Paytm, and most of the people have already used it. So such people are called laggards. Okay, those who are the last ones to take some technology. Then growth hacker is a kind of a person that works in an organization that helps to grow the company, right? Using some innovative strategies. Person who comes with innovative strategies to help grow the an organization very fast. That is called growth. Accelerator are kind of organizations that help some startups to grow. Okay, so they could be providing some investment also, or maybe just giving expert advice, right? May not be investment, maybe some advice, or maybe just investment plus advice. So advice is a must, that they would be providing some expertise like some marketing strategy or those kind of things, right? Or access to some resources. So those are called accelerators. And evangelist is a user, basically, let's say those who become your brand ambassadors at an early stage. Those are called evangelists. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. The National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, is situated in which? Bangalore, New Delhi, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad. So NIMHANS is the Apex Institute of mental health and neurology in India. Like you have AIMS, right? AIMS and Apex Institute. So likewise, for mental health, this is the biggest institute in the country. Where is it situated? Okay, the right answer is Bangalore. Okay, like if you have been to Bangalore or live there, so you know that there is a station also for Emergencies. Okay, so it is situated in. The B.1.1.529 variant of COVID-19, which is Omicron, was first reported in which country? I'm sure people would know this, right? United Kingdom, South Africa, China, or India? Okay, so do read about things related to COVID also. Last time there were a lot of questions around vaccines. This time also they asked Intisnet, they asked a question on vaccine. Okay, so COVID से related नया variant आया, उसकी properties, the vaccination programs, right, nationally, globally. It came from South Africa. Okay, so this the new variant, Omicron, which was called the third wave of COVID-19, right? It originated from South Africa. I think in November it was detected, towards November end, and in December it was spread globally, even in India. December, January was the time. Uh, January the wave was peaking. Now it is. Thankfully, it is gone. Okay, here's the next question. 28. Helsinki is the capital of which country? Belgium, Norway, Poland, Finland. European capitals, right? Some people we used to play this thing, European capital. Helsinki, the capital of which country? Finland is the right answer. Belgium, the capital is Brussels. Okay, Norway is Oslo. Poland, it's Warsaw, and Finland, it's Helsinki. Okay, countries and capitals. That is something that if you are preparing for different examinations, that is something that you should know, especially European countries, American countries, maybe not all African countries, but Asian countries specifically, because many times in many examinations they have one question from this. Okay, and that is very static thing that once you need to remember that generally not change. Well, here's question number 29. Name the world's first airport fully powered by solar energy in India. Okay, so I think the options are not clearly visible. First is Cochin International Airport. Second is Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport, or Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport. Okay, so this was something in news, right? So Cochin Airport is the one that is fully powered by solar energy. Uh, a good thing to have, right? Towards move towards renewable energy. Okay, and that was in news recently that it has become the first airport that is completely on solar energy. No, no, not Netaji. Netaji Subhash Airport is in Kolkata, and the Sardar Vallabhbhai is in Ahmedabad. Okay, question number 30, and after this we shall have a look at the leaderboard again and see that. who is leading among Dabru Maheshwari and the others. Which of the following is not a category of loans under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana? Shishu, Kishore, Vayask or Tarun? Okay, yes, the right answer is Vayask, right? So Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is what is that? Micro urban development refinance agencies, right? So specifically for MSMEs, right? So there are three loan schemes under this scheme, right? The first one is Shishu scheme. Shishu scheme is like small, right? Like these are all like Hindi words. Right? Shishu means a infant, right? So, Sishu, the scheme, the loan is to 50,000. If someone needs a loan up to 50,000, that is Sishu scheme. Then it is Kishore. Kishore is 50,000 to 5 lakhs. Okay, Kishore is a teenager. Then Tarun is like slightly adolescent age, right? And in that scheme, the loan is of 5 lakh to 10 lakh. So there are three categories of this loan scheme: Shishu, Kishore, and Tarun. So Vayask is not a category out of Shishu 50,000, Kishore 5 up to 5 lakh, 50,000 to 5 lakh, and Tarun is 5 to 10. Okay. All right. So let's look at the leaderboard now. This time, Singhania OP was the fastest overpowered during this period, but Damru and Maheshwari still lead, right? Very close, less than 200 points gap. And then we have Brocode, then we have Kritika. Singhania is number 5 now. Then Sam, Ritu, Putin has moved to the 8th position. Raja Ka Baja and Priyansh has dropped down to the 10th position. I think he was 4th or 5th previous. Uh, okay, so we have 10 more questions to go. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 31. Arif Khan, the lone Indian athlete to attend the 2022 Winter Olympics, is associated with which sport? Okay, this could be an important question from current affairs. I believe a very good question. Okay, because he was the only person to participate in the Winter Olympics. So which sport is he related to? Biathlon, figure skating, snowboarding, or skiing? Yes, the right answer is skiing. He participated in some event, that some skiing, some specific event of skiing. Arif Khan was the only athlete. Okay, question number 32. The Belt and Road Initiative is an infrastructure project of which country? Russia, US, China, or India? Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, yes, that is of China, right? It was earlier called One Road, One Belt. Now it is known as Belt and Road Initiative. So it is basically like connecting different countries by road for its trade purposes, road and all those things. Okay, so that can have very good trade infrastructure globally. Okay. Uh, India is of course against that. India does not support that. There are some countries that are, and good number of countries especially in Asia and all. They're a part of this, right? China. Okay, here's the next question. The 15th edition of biennial trilateral exercise Dosti was conducted by the Coast Guards forces of which three countries? There was a trilateral exercise Dosti. Which three countries? India, Bangladesh, Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, India, Singapore and Australia, India, Nepal and Bhutan. Friendly countries. India one of them. नाम से पता चला दोस्ती है तो इंडिया में ही word. The right answer is India, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Coast Guard exercise. A century is not enough is the autobiography of which cricketer? Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman, Shane Warne, AB de Villiers. Century is not enough. Yes, the right answer is Saurav Ganguly. Okay, so that is his autobiography. VVS Lakshman has autobiography of something like 281 and beyond. I think something because he's. I remember that his highest score is 281. So something with 281. Shane Warne, the autobiography was No Spin. He was a famous who passed away recently. And A.B. de Villiers, the autobiography is A.B. The autobiography. The autobiography. The autobiography. All right, so let's have a look at the next question. According to the 2021 Global Nutrition Report released by WHO, how much percentage of Indian women in the age group 15 to 49 years are anemic? 45, 48, 53, 59. This report was recently released by WHO, Global Nutrition Report. So what percentage of women in this age group are anemic? Means lack of iron, and these are very bad numbers. Right? If you have 53% of the people of the women who have iron deficiency, that is not a good sign, isn't it? Right. So that is the answer is 53%. All right. So let's see the next one. The Jawaharlal Nehru Award is given for what? Environmental emergencies, international understanding, journalism, social work. Jawaharlal Nehru Award is given by the Indian government. Has not been given for a very long duration now. Okay, the right answer is international understanding. Okay, so it was started in 1965, right? The first recipient was Youth Hand from Burma. Okay, was that, and then lastly it was given in 2009, Angela Merkel. Since that it has not been given, it is given for international understanding. Okay, here's the next question. Which is the first BRICS country to join the High Ambition Coalition for Nature and People? The High Ambition Coalition, so it is an organization that is uh, for like nature, for environmental conservation, and it is headed by three countries: Costa Rica, France, and UK. Right. So India has become the first country among the BRICS countries to join this coalition. There are some 70 countries globally in this organization, and India recently joined it, becoming the first among the BRICS countries. All right, so here's the next question. Jalgaon banana is a geographical indication of which state? So Jalgaon is a place which is famous for bananas, right? It is called the banana city of India. The reason being, like it produces a special, the biggest producer and a special variety of banana. So that is why you get a geographical indication, uniqueness of this banana city of India located in, yes, it is located in Maharashtra. Jalgaon is a place there famous for bananas. Last but one, the UN year 2021 was, the UN gives different years. Uh, International Year of Organic Farming, International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, International Years of Water and Water Cooperation, International Year of Oil and Sea. So UN declares different years with different tags. So there are multiple tags given every year. So different countries observe these things. So in 2021, it was International Year of Fruits and Vegetables. Okay, and India also celebrated this. That they, I mean, they basically they want to promote something, right? So if they say that fruits and vegetables, so different countries will organize some events so that to promote the production of fruits and vegetables. Okay, so let's see the last question of the day. Here's the question: who is the founder and chairman of Dubai-based Landmark Group? Dilip Sangvi, Radhakrishnan Damani, Lakshmi Mittal, or Mukesh Jagtiani? So Landmark Group is a real estate group in Dubai. The founder of this. Yes, Mukesh Jagtiani is the right answer. Right. So Dilip Sangvi is from for Sun Pharmaceuticals, and Radhakrishnan Damani I think is of D Mart. Lakshmi Mittal is of that famous Mittal Steel Company. Okay, and Mukesh Jagtiani is for Landmark Group. It's a real estate uh, thing in UAE. Okay, and we have an Indian as a founder, obviously a billionaire. In Mickey, no, it is Mukesh, right? His nickname is Mickey, so he is also called Mickey Jagtiani. Okay, it is, I mean, real name is Mukesh. He is called, I mean, I got your point. He is popularly known as Mickey Jagtiani, but his name is Mukesh, the original name. All right, so let's see the leaderboard. Okay, so Damru Baba is the winner. Okay, and he stood first with 32,048 points. So a huge gap in the last lap. And then we have Maheshwari, Brocode, Singhania, Tika, Sam, Putin ended 10th. Okay, and there were some other people also, Ritu, Teju, Nana, and Putin. Right, so congratulations, Damru, right, for winning this quiz again. Okay, so that was the quiz for the day. I hope you enjoyed this, right? Having questions from current affairs, static, as well as some questions related to businesses as well. That to give you the hint that what kind of questions you can expect in I and E. All right, so thanks for attending this session, and before just leaving, just like the session if you enjoyed the session. Okay, so that's for today's quiz, and have a great night. Goodbye.